I'm Tracey, Danet, and I am from Chicago, and I just moved to Delray, and I'm an artist that uses nature in my paintings. So having all of this quarantine happen, these two new paintings are super special to me for artists in quarantine, and it really brought out something in me that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. So I've always used and was inspired by nature and creating landscapes, and to get closer to the idea of creating landscapes, I wanted to use those materials and harvest right from the source. And having this experience of moving here and being isolated in quarantine, it felt like being trapped and limited, but I automatically saw a door of opportunity being wide open for me to explore this new area and be closer to what I'm inspired by. Like right when I knew what I wanted to create for the artists in quarantine, I did feel, like I said, limited about where to get all these things, because I just moved here. I came here with absolutely nothing, like the bare minimum. So, but automatically nature just kind of like reminded me, and especially if I have this app on my phone, and I just like that helps identify plants. That's super helpful for me because I don't have a green thumb, but I just love plants, and they definitely help me as I experiment with ink. So I just like stumbled upon that I have an oak tree right in my backyard that makes these beautiful brown inks that I used in my paintings. And so that was a big eye-opener for me to know that I am right where I need to be. We have all time in the world right now because life is kind of on pause, and this is the time to get deeper into knowing myself, knowing the earth a little bit more, and really taking my time now more than ever on my artist journey to document these inks, really take in the process, and be more aware and have a little bit more like tender, like loving to the nature and the pigments, the materials that I use. And now as I explore a little bit more, a lot of new ideas are popping into my head as I'm like learning what's around me and what I can use, and how I use the avocado ink. More ideas of just like planting certain like food. Like I want to make a garden just for art. That way I can like use the soil, be appreciative of the offerings from nature, and then recycle it in a way that complements my art, and then use it as compost back into the earth. So I'm really inspired by this whole cycle of life, this giving and receiving of these offerings from nature, and then kind of celebrating it in my paintings. So I named my pieces Dusk and Dawn just to relate them to landscapes, but just be about the landscapes, especially with the way that they look and the qualities that they have. And the top one, Dusk. Yes, the one that's hung on the top is Dusk, and that one I love the aggressive like charcoal bits in there. There's a lot of gorgeous spills of avocado ink and walnut ink that are so playful and calm that just flow throughout the majority of the painting, with a few little hints and bits of other mixed media in there. And the charcoal really stands out, and it almost shows us in a way that like this push and pull that we feel being in quarantine, the like highs and lows of like, yay, we're at home, but like, oh my god, I'm like covered in anxiety, and how nervous we feel, and how this like darkness in a way, it's has this warmth and dark feel to the painting, and it just reminds me of like dusk. We're coming to the like dark points in like society, and this feeling of being trapped, but the light that is going to be coming up over that horizon is going to be so pure and amazing. And that's really what I feel now after really engaging and being with nature, spending more time involved with my paintings. It felt so meditative to create this, especially in quarantine. And then my other painting, Dawn, that's hung right below it. That one has the main focal point of the wine ink that I made. I just wanted to use like a red wine, something that was a little bit, in my head, I pictured to be like a really dark, like crimson, like red or purple color, or even like a dark like shade color in my head. That's what I was going for, and I was testing it on paper. I was like, yes, that's what I want. Spilled it like so naturally, confidently on the canvas, and then it's like this bright purple. But I ended up loving it, and that's what inspired that white chalk to bloom and make some gorgeous line work in it. So that was an amazing little accident that happened on the canvas that I love, and the dry pigments that come into play with that one is so good. And the way it just spills and kind of touches the edges of the avocado is amazing, and I love how playful that one is, and it's a little bit brighter. And it has a good contrast between the other painting and how that one's like a little bit darker, has that warmth, and this one has just like a little burst of like bloomingness, dreaminess that shows us this like warm, good feeling about where we're heading as a collective, as a community. And that's really what I loved, how it came through with that painting. If you are interested and curious about my paintings and a little bit more about my work, you can follow me along on my upcoming paintings and shows on my website, traceydanet.com. And I post a lot of my process and a lot of video work on Instagram, Tracey Danet Studio. Thank you guys.